SAIPs do have very competent staff, particularly in the area of project management. Though there are very few who are not really responsive for our requests, there are SAIPs providing the necessary documents, information as required. So I really appreciate this part as well.
A serious one is the staff turnover among the implementing partners. Plenty of this staff is not on the spot anymore. That forces us again to start retraining.
The way they disperse burden to the participants, the formats they are using, and the procurement that they are doing for the project sometimes deviate from the policies and procedure we set up in the operational manual.
We rely very much on SAIPs to be open with us when things are not working out so well. And sometimes it's difficult for our partners to admit that maybe they need a little bit of help.
Meeting the deadlines with regard to reporting.
Capacity limitation in terms of understanding the overall project management framework as well as the expected deliverables.
We are in constant touch with one another on what is happening on the program. We are exchanging reports, documents.
We have a very smooth and positive relationship with our focal persons at the World Bank, and we are getting really the support we are looking for.
We have, in principle, on a monthly basis, TAC meeting, which is basically meant to inform the donors, the development partners, where we are with social accountability and what the plans are for the next period.
The donors are actively involving in the project management, providing strategic guidance for the proper implementation.
We have systematic meetings with the MOFED. What we're planning to do is create a technical working group that is preparing the issues of the steering committee meeting, where the SCM will only decide on what should happen in the future.
If the ownership is not with the regional governments, then I don't see social accountability go very far. It's encouraging to hear them they've really taken up social accountability on board, and this is critical for the future.
We have frequent discussions and meetings with similar kind parallel programs that are focusing on these kind of initiatives.
We are about to start joint monitoring where there is overlap of funding.
All the relations, all the structures FTA has already established during the last couple of years. Ideally, social accountability should use that.
FTA can use SAC as an entry point rather than establishing another committee that really take part in the budget process.
From the FTA side, they are trying to contact our SAIPs, and they have started to involve them during their training meetings.
Some of the agreed points to collaborate on in the capacity building and training, community level participatory planning and budgeting process, and conducting monitoring visits, sharing of best practices.
We can consider as a strategy that SAC could be one mechanism to sustain the ISAP2 program. In some regions and in some waradas, there are CBOs, CEDRs, we call it in America, CEDRs. One of the committees should be these CBOs to sustain the program. But in some cases, in some regions and warada, there are no CBOs. So the sustainability issue should be in detail defined based on the circumstance of each region and each warada.
The only way that social accountability can become sustainable is when social accountability will be incorporated as a government policy within the overall framework of the government strategies and policies.
Mainstreaming social accountability in NGOs program.
The role of these civil society organizations will still remain critical. They can really facilitate citizens to think together before they engage with the government.
The Social Accountability Committee to strengthen their system, as well as to have their own office for the time being, and then to have some kind of income generating activity to make them sustainable by themselves.
It is also good to link the existing social accountability committee with community-based organizations, building the capacity of the legislative and executive body at higher level, involving those key actors who have the power to decide on policy and strategic matters to understand social accountability.